A lot of activity when it comes to motor vehicles this time of year when the weather starts breaking, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about vehicle activity and unfortunately accidents that some people might be getting into down the road here, so to speak. And joining us right now is our good friend, attorney Kim Baer. Hi, Kim. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you, Lou?
We are great, but we're talking about vehicles getting around more often when the weather finally starts breaking. But unfortunately, activity could also mean accidents. And there's something that we want to talk about that's really important this morning.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that we just want our viewers to know that they should just know generally about car accidents. And then I thought maybe I'd just walk through today. I think a lot of people don't understand what lawyers do once you hire them for a car accident. So I thought it might be nice just to talk about the process.
Yeah, because I think some people might say, what do I need a lawyer for if I'm just filing a claim for my insurance? But there are some advantages to hiring a law firm.
There are. And obviously, if you're not hurt very badly, you probably can represent yourself. I mean, sometimes, we tell people when they call into our office that they might be better off just trying to handle it themselves. But if they've got serious injuries, then they probably need a law firm. But the one thing I want everyone to remember is that there's a 2-year statute of limitations in Iowa for car accidents. That 2 years, it's different state by state, and 2 years doesn't necessarily apply to other types of claims. But if it's a car accident, it's 2 years for your injuries.
Okay, so that's something you really want to keep in mind. Now, let's talk about those injuries that may have occurred in an accident that you have. When do you want to file everything? When do you want to get the ball rolling on this?
Right. And that's a great question, Lou. So what we really want to do is we want to wait until the person is done treating. And you've heard me say this on this show before, because if you go out and get a quick settlement and then you find out a couple weeks later that maybe you've got a broken bone that didn't show up in an x-ray, or you're still having issues, once you settle, you're done. So we want to make sure that you wait to settle until you're done treating and you feel like you're better and your doctor's told you, okay, you've now recovered.
All right, so what do we do? Let's go even back further. We're in a car accident. Would we call a law firm like you first before we get a hold of the insurance people? How does that work? What's the order of execution here?
Right. Ideally, yes. And the only reason why I would say that is because the insurance company is not your friend. So let's say that you rear end me, Lou, and I'm hurt. Probably that day or later the next day, your insurance company is going to call me and they're going to act like they're my friend. And I'm sure they're nice people, but they want to know what my injuries are and they're going to try and settle the case fairly quickly. And anything that I tell them might be used against me later. So I may say, oh, I'm not really hurt that bad. And then the next day, I really do have whiplash. So our advice is if you have some serious injuries, that you really do need to try to get a lawyer involved right away.
All right, and it could come into play in a couple of different levels too. So you get into an accident of some sort, give your lawyer a call. Make sure they are in on this too, because that would also prevent the insurance companies from calling you time and time again, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, Lou, when we're hired, the first thing we do is let the insurance companies know that we've been retained. And then that way they stop calling our clients. Another thing that we want to make sure people remember to do, take photos of all the cars. If you've got bruising, take photos of that. If you're in a cast, take photos, because a lot of times you're not thinking about it. And then later we're trying to prove that you were really hurt. And, a photo is worth 1,000 words. So photos are great. The other thing that we always try to remind people to do, make sure when you go to the doctor, you go to the hospital or the chiropractor or physical therapist, that you are asking them to submit your claims to your health insurance. We want you to get the benefit of the health insurance because we're going to have to pay those bills back. And so a $10,000 hospital bill that goes through your health insurance might only be $5,000 that we have to pay back.
Right. So that would, in the long run, end up saving you money if you followed the advice by your lawyer. So that is something to really keep in mind. Now, unfortunately, it's going to happen to a lot of people. If people want to get a hold of you, Kim, in case they do end up in a fender bender, what is the easiest way to get a hold of you so you can help them in this situation?
Sure. So we have a hotline, which is 515-INJURED. And then our office number is 515-279-2000. And if you remember from a few shows ago, Lou, we are offering a 28% fee, which is a 5% discount for the rest of the year due to COVID-19 for any new car accident case.
All right.
So.
Kim Baer, great advice. And hopefully you won't need it, but if you do, make sure you give Kim a call and she can give you some assistance. Thank you so much, Kim.
All right. Thanks, Lou.
All right, buddy. Bye-bye.